Hey there, I'm me, you're you, and that makes this Chainstitch Tips. Have you ever struggled with a tension adjustment on your chain stitch machine? Maybe you're dropping stitches, breaking thread, or your embroidery looks inconsistent? If that's the case, you're in for a treat. Today's video will cover some of the most common stitching issues and walk you through clear troubleshooting techniques. In this video, we'll cover thread handling, tension adjustments, causes of inconsistent stitching, how to identify needle issues, and inspecting the tension springs. Section 1. Thread handling. When troubleshooting bad stitching, I always like to start by inspecting the thread path. All my machines have a cast iron thread stand bolted to the lower bracket of the machine table. Today, we're using our Chareco Classic Cotton chain stitch thread to show you how to properly thread your machine. The thread comes off the spool, travels through the thread guide, and then passes up to the tension assembly. The thread enters the tension discs from behind, travels up and over the tension post, passes under the finger, and then exits the tension disc. From here, it goes through the J-shaped take-up spring from back to front. Now, all that we have to do is use one of our Chareco threading wires to bring the thread through the looper and needle plate to the machine's working surface. This is a clear, simple thread path, free of snags and unnecessary friction, which is exactly what you want. Section 2. Tension adjustments. Whether you're trying a new thread, switching materials, or changing your needle height, tension adjustments are a routine and important part of chain stitch embroidery. As a rule of thumb, I use as little tension as possible while maintaining a clean and even stitch. To get started, make sure your machine is threaded correctly. You have material under the presser foot and your needle is at the desired working height. Now, place your right hand on the handle crank, your left hand on the tension adjustment nut, and start stitching in a straight line. Gradually reduce the tension by turning the tension nut over and away from yourself until you occasionally drop a stitch, maybe 1 or 2 in a row of 20. Now you can start to increase the tension by turning the tension nut over and towards yourself until dropped stitches disappear. To dial things in, try sewing loops, curves, and tight corners. These areas often challenge stitch consistency and will test your settings. As you gain experience, you'll notice that some threads prefer slightly more or less tension, but overall this is a solid starting method. Before we move on, I want to show you symptoms of bad tension adjustment. When you use too little tension, you'll notice drop stitches. Drops appear in straight lines and especially in tight corners. Symptoms of too much tension include puckering, broken threads, and popped stitches. A popped stitch can look like a drop stitch, but will have a signature thread tail. Section 3. Causes of inconsistent stitching. If adjusting your thread path and tension hasn't improved your stitch quality, it might be time to clean your machine. A clogged needle tube or dirty nipple can lead to poor stitching, stained work, or strange popping and clicking noises. Follow along while I walk you through a basic cleaning routine. Start by removing the needle bar and setting it aside. Then use a nipple wrench to remove the nipple. Inspect the nipple's interior and use a pipe cleaner or compressed air to remove any impacted lint. You can use the same technique to clean the needle bar tube. Once you have completed these steps, go ahead and reinstall the nipple and needle. I think you will be pleasantly surprised at how much of an improvement you can experience by regularly following this cleaning routine. Section 4. Needle issues. A worn or incorrect needle can cause all kinds of problems. Here are a couple of quick ways to double check that you are using the correct needle and that it's in good condition. Start by removing your needle bar from the machine. Check the tip of the needle to make sure it has not become bent burred, or blunted. If you're not sure how to tell, you can compare the needle you've been using to a brand new one. Next, confirm that your needle and needle bar are compatible. You should be able to screw the needle all the way into the needle bar so that there are very few or no visible threads showing between the shank of the needle and the needle bar. You can visually inspect the needle and needle bar to confirm that the needle is installed totally parallel to the needle bar. A crooked needle can lead to myriad stitching issues, including bad stitching, premature machine wear, and broken needles. If you'd like to know more about needles and needle bars, check out our Needle Bar Buyer's Guide video. Section 5. Inspecting tension springs. Maintaining your tension springs is another surefire way to keep your machine stitching smoothly. One secret I found over the years is that these machines require very little tension to create a beautiful stitch. Having the correct weight springs can dramatically improve your stitch quality and consistency. Your machine should have 2 springs on the tension assembly: the beehive spring, which controls your thread tension, and the take-up spring, which controls the amount of slack during the stitch formation process. Using a lightweight beehive spring allows for a wide dynamic range of adjustments and will easily let you dial in your tension for beautiful stitching across a wide variety of threads. The take-up spring is an equally important part of the tension assembly. Like all sewing machines, the Chainstitcher relies on the take-up spring as a vital part of the stitch formation process, and our medium-weight deluxe take-up spring is the best on the market and performs well with every combination of thread and textile that we've thrown at it. By checking your springs regularly and ensuring that they are the correct weight and in good condition, you can prevent a lot of frustration and keep your chain stitch embroidery looking clean and consistent. That's it for today. I hope that these few steps will help you to better understand your chain stitch machine, operate your business, and make some money. As always, I've linked many of the products we use in this video to the description below. If you learned something today, please like, subscribe, and share our business with a friend.